So today we'll talk about the employee experience and how it's reshaping the workplace in 2024. Let's go over the agenda. So we will have first some predictions on employee experience and how it will change compared to 2023, or at least 2022, 2023. These predictions, we will provide you some practical steps on how to implement them, or at least things to take into account. And afterwards, we have a deep dive into the workplace strategy of skill builders, who will already build in part of those predictions we have today. And obviously, at the end of the session, you're all invited to ask some questions. You can already put these questions into the questions tab you should have somewhere in the dashboard, and we'll handle them at the end of the session. Right. Maybe as a quick introduction, for those who don't know what mobco or CWSI is. CWSI, we are the largest enterprise mobility specialist in Europe. We're founded in Dublin in 2011, and we grew by acquisition. Basically, it started three years ago. We acquired AVR in the UK, Blood a bit later on, and then mobco and from Belgium and Luxembourg, where I was part of. And so today we have 125 employees in 5 European territories, but more importantly, obviously, we have a global customer base. What is our vision? Always interesting to state that, because that's really on topic today. So we want to enable the world to work securely from anywhere. And when we say from anywhere, that means any device, any place, anytime. And that's what we're going to talk about today. A bit about myself. So I'm from mobco, part of CWSI group today. I'm the product director of Workplace. Workplace is a product, and we'll cover that partially today as well. I'm on board for over 4 years today, even 5 since this week. And I have a background in managed services around telecommunications and networking. I'm not alone today, luckily, because otherwise I would have to do all the talking. We have Rien as well, who is passionate about to make people and organization drive, and he's a trainer and consultant at Skill BuilderS. We have also Evita the Pauw, who will have a testimony today on how they organize their workplace. She works in facilities for almost 8 years now. So maybe let's start with an easy one. So we're going to talk about the modern workplace. Now, there should be a poll popping up normally on the screen today, where you can basically select what would be your biggest challenge that you are facing in your modern workplace today. So I give you a minute to answer that. So if you were able to answer, I think we can close the poll and we will see the results on the screen. Well, at least some of us will. Well, I do. Well, indeed, enhancing employee experience would be. It is quite predictable that this was the top answer. So we have 56% of this group here. Things enhancing employee experience is the biggest challenge today, and that's not surprising. And Rien, I think that's also a part that we want to cover today, right? So I think I'm going to hand over to you to talk about the predictions.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Wouter, for the introduction, and thank you all for having voted. As we expected, indeed, for most of you as well, enhancing employee experience is one of the biggest challenges we're facing. Good morning also, by the way, from my side. And I was looking to the short introduction of Evita, and her last line was, make every workplace a happy and safe place, or something like that. And that's mainly what it's all about in these critical critical times. If you could go to the next slide, Wouter. So we have a very, very rapidly changing world. We're confronted with critical challenges that have really far-reaching implications for economies and for societies as well. And this is one of the main, this is stated in one of the main conclusion reports of the World Economic Forum this year in Davos. And it says skills and talent shortages are critical challenges facing societies and economies today. And it's just a very stark and blunt reality, which underscores the urgent need for action. The absence of relevant skills not only impedes business growth, but also hinders economic prosperity. And maybe even more important or fundamental for me, it inhibits individuals from realizing their full potential. And I have a strong feeling that now more than ever, it's imperative that we address these challenges, that we explore innovative solutions to bridge the skills gap and to be able to cultivate talent in our workforce. Because by doing so, we can unlock new opportunities. And if you can go to the next slide, Wouter, the world we live in, like I said, it's characterized by unprecedented levels of uncertainty with economic and political instability. Individuals and also businesses are struggling with a highly insecure labor market. It's about globalization and technological advancements. And in such difficult and turbulent times, adaptability and resilience are paramount for success. Only a couple of years ago, we had the COVID pandemic, and it has reinforced all these challenges, leading to, for example, many and widespread job loss, business closures, I would say economic disruption. And as we try to navigate these uncertain waters, it's essential that we remain agile and that we remain proactive, seeking out for opportunities. And I think there are some opportunities ahead. If you can go to the next slide, Wouter. How can we cultivate talent in these uncertain times? How can we, like Evita said, make sure people find a happy place and a safe environment to work in, so they can thrive? There are some strategies possible by creating a culture of trust, a culture of transparency, of empowerment as well. I think organizations can inspire loyalty and can inspire commitment among their employees. It's also more and more about providing opportunities for skill development and career advancement, career possibilities. And it's crucial for keeping employees engaged and motivated. And businesses need, of course, to invest in their workforce. They also must more and more prioritize employee well-being and mental health, and make sure stress levels are limited as possible, that well-being is preserved. You have a high pressure of uncertainty, of uncertain careers, and it can take a toll on individuals, leading to increased burnout, which takes a toll, of course, on your organization. So some support for mental health needs to be taken care of. And the next slide, Wouter, we need to minimize workplace uncertainty, because the external world is full of uncertainty. So we need to make sure people feel well in our organizations, and we must embrace new innovative approaches and practices. And for example, there have been quite a lot of experimentations with the 4-day work week to promote work-life balance and to enhance productivity. Additionally, there's more and more attention towards prioritizing diversity, equity, and inclusion. And these initiatives can create a more inclusive and a more supportive work environment where all employees feel valued and respected. And another one is adopting a skill-based approach to hire people. Skill-based hiring approach needs to be in place, I think, these days, more than looking for certain grades. Another one is offering atypical career paths. Atypical career paths. People are not working 20, 30 years for the same company, stay with the company, search for security at that company. We need to work more individual. And then the last one, embracing a project-based workforce model allows businesses to adapt to changing demands and optimize resource allocation more effectively. And as we navigate the uncertainties of the modern workplace, it is essential that we remain agile and adaptable. By embracing change and leveraging innovative solutions, of which Wouter will talk in a few minutes, our organizations can position ourselves for long-term success and sustainability in an ever-changing and an ever-evolving landscape. And there are many opportunities and possibilities where mobco, in fact, as a partner, and as Evita will tell you as well, can play an enabling role, a facilitating role. Wouter, please, the next slide. Technology is reshaping the labor market, and I'm sure you're all aware of this in a really profound way. It's a revolution. It's revolutionizing industries, redefining the nature of work. We live in a very interesting time. Automation, artificial intelligence, digitalization are all transforming traditional job roles. And it was only yesterday in the media in Belgium that 1 out of 3 hospitals uses algorithms to help radiologists analyze medical images. These are radiologists that study for 12, 13 years and that are now, I would say, being helped by AI and algorithms, not being replaced, but being helped. And these technological advancements hold immense potential, that should be clear, but they also raise concerns about job displacement and about the future of work. And it's essential for organizations to embrace technology responsibly and invest in upskilling, reskilling, and invest in a safe and a happy place to work, a hassle-free experience. So if I may conclude, very short, navigating the challenges of an uncertain labor market requires a really proactive approach. By cultivating talent, embracing innovation, leveraging technology, we can thrive in this dynamic landscape. But we need to commit to building resilient and inclusive workplaces that empower individuals to reach their full potential. It's about, indeed, like it's here on the slide, growing and continuous uncertainty, and we need to make sure people feel well in our organizations, that they don't lose time in, let's say, stupid tasks that can be done, that can be automated, that can be digitalized. Challenge employees and foster engagement. And Wouter will further elaborate on that, on how technology and offering a hassle-free solution, it can keep employees not only satisfied, but really engaged throughout these uncertain times, where a high level of agility is needed. And then I'm happy, Wouter, to hand the floor back to you. Thank you for your attention.
Thanks, Rien. Indeed, you're correct. I'm a happy employee because indeed I have some flexibility at mobco. I can. It's pretty hassle-free to get stuff done here. So indeed, I think you nailed it there. Maybe because I will not only talk about my own example, being a happy employee, right? Let's dive into some practical steps on how to implement, or at least be inspired on how to use those wise words from Rien into your workplace today, or in your work environment. Now, Rien talked about project-based workforce, right? So we are a bit shifting from the traditional "this is your job" thing, more towards a project-based future of work rather than role-based. Even 80% of organizations that we surveyed, well, we didn't do that. We had people doing that for us. We just read the surveys. We see that 80% of those organizations agree that that will be the future of work. Right? And so by nature, projects, they're different from each other, right? So organizations demand to shift from project to project to their employees, not only to their employees, but also to their technology and infrastructure. So there is a clear need for a managed strategic process. So think about all those bullet points on the slides here, right? So we need a comprehensive management policy, taking into account compensation, onboarding, offboarding procedures, risk management, right? Compliance. When business look to position themselves to win a project-based talent game, that's the things that they need to take into account. And of course, we have technology that helps us with that. Because a project-based approach requires staff to shift from project to project. So each project might need different tools. Think about you have a project that's simply steady, run from the office, where you need tools for, but you have also projects, imagine in the field, more or mobile-oriented assignments, right? Those might need different tools. So facilitating that project-based workforce that requires some additional HR and IT tools to ensure that the process does not get bogged down by administration, right? And so a centralized portal solution that embraces all the aspects of the strategy for managing project-based workforce should provide companies with the confidence they need to embrace that future of work. And so we require platforms that facilitate the following: flexibility in the tools used for work. Employees or project managers or name it, they can order it through a corporate store, and it can even be delivered out at the location of choice, being it home, being it in the office, being it somewhere in the area where the tool is required. We also need to streamline the onboarding process via the adapted user rights. So you might need access to a certain tool for a certain project. It should be pretty easy to onboard yourself into that tool. And when we talk about devices, for example, there is something like a policy how to use those devices and what you can and what you can't do with those devices. Well, usually you sign a policy for that. And so if we make sure that we enforce and also simplify the signatures of those policies, those follow-up work is also something that we will automate. And so the platform helps to push also all security solutions and settings to the new and existing devices that fit the internal company guidelines. This is obviously possible due, in the case of a device, due to the integration with mobile device management solutions, where obviously mobco and the CWSI group are expert. And there we come not only to the target audience of being the end user, but also to the administrator, HR, IT, and your security department. So we have security score, for example, that can help organizations to quickly assess security posture of the devices, and so allowing IT and security to take quick actions on that as well. Let's talk about self-service. It's a big word, right? So everybody's trying to find self-service into their workplace, and even 70% of full-time workers today, they expect from their employer to provide a high level of employee self-service. So it allows them to be independent and complete a variety of tasks on their own. And we used to do that these days because employees, they are used to use self-service because we Google things before we ask these days, right? So the right employee-facing technology can improve the employee experience considerably, and a self-service portal is an excellent place to start. But important is that the portal offers the following functionalities. It needs to enable employees to get answers to their needs right away and handle processes at their own time on their own devices. This reduces potential frustrations on the employee end, and it eliminates obviously a lot of manual work across the business, with the aim, and that's always the aim, to free up time to focus on strategic initiatives and core businesses. A self-service portal should also streamline simplicity. Using too many tools can become overwhelming and frustrating. And the end goal should always be to provide a one-stop shop where other platforms can integrate with. It should also provide intuitive processes, being user-friendly, as we call it. So you should make it easy for your employees to find what they need to complete tasks without being confused. And user-friendly interface results in employee taking full advantage of the technology. The tool should be totally transparent. It should provide access to all information related to the workplace in a simple way. And it should be personalized as well. Employees want to see the information that is relevant to them. All the rest is noise, right? So it should be relevant to the position they have and the task they are completing. This personalization, it allows also organizations to keep employees' information private and tailored to the experience for each individual. If a user has an Android device, for example, there is no need to inform them about an upcoming change in the Apple ecosystem, for example. And to take that a bit further, that self-service experience, the platform we offer is a self-service portal, and it delivers on expectations. It enables the employee to take the device and telco self-service actions through the entire device lifecycle. So people will be able to take actions on their devices and on their subscriptions. And with the right integration, the one-stop shop dream might become a reality. It is intuitive, it is easy, it's a straightforward portal. There is no training involved for end users, and that's very important because nobody wants to be trained for a business tool, right? And nobody should. We have enough examples in the B2C markets where a platform, an online platform, is zero training and everybody knows what to do. Think Amazon, think Zalando, all these examples, nobody ever received the training for that. And yet people are able to use the platform because it's intuitive. Now, thanks to integration, users get real-time status of their workplace, including the security score. So they are able to see how the devices are doing and whatever is available to them. And again, as we stated in the last slide, the data that is shown in the dashboard should be personal, right, and linked to the employee user profile. The platform knows what privileges the user has in terms of devices, telco subscriptions, and applications. Now, flexibility, working anytime, anywhere, and on any device. Employees are demanding more workplace flexibility and even leaving their current jobs for it. Employees are seeking greater purpose and flexibility in workplace. Providing such flexibility, there are upsides. If you allow employees to work flexible schedules, it can help to retain valuable staff because 80% of survey respondents is more loyal to their employer if they are offered flexible arrangement of any kind of sort, right? 30% even indicates that they value flexible work over additional vacation time. Another advantage is attract top talent. Obviously, given that many job seekers are more interested in flexible schedules and other perks, offering flexible schedules can help to recruit more top talent. There's also something like well-being, right? Psychological health. Being able to work from a location of choice on a device of choice at the time of choice results in higher employee well-being. And employees understand that this contributes to a better work-life balance. And when employees feel trusted to have a healthy work-life balance, they're more engaged, more productive, and they're less likely to quit. So it's good for retention. And obviously, flexible work schedules usually means that there's more homework or more flexible work. And it saves both employee and employer some money, right? Think about commuting, think about electricity, think about less office space. Now again, working anytime, anywhere, on any device. Let's focus on that any device, right? A study from Jamf, which is a quite good known mobile device management platform, it shows that 70% of the employees indicate today that they're more likely to join a company if they are given choice in technology. And as a result, this flexibility in technology is becoming more and more an important weapon on the war on talent. And a platform is the best tool to help offering that flexibility. But very important for your CFO is at a predictable cost, right? So you should be able, and you can provide your employees with a fixed budget for their tools, while still offering a choice of picking the device that they want to work on. Think the Android guys and the iOS guys, right? This way you ensure flexibility as an employer, because you provide choice to your employees, but you can stay on your budget at all times. The portal even allows you to let employees pay the top up some money themselves through online banking, for example, or even through flexible reward plans that we see popping up everywhere now, in case they would like a more expensive or more exclusive device. And people expect to work anytime, anywhere. And to support this flexibility, we open up our expert support guys to your enterprise. So modern workplace experts can answer all workplace-related questions from both end users and VIPs, 24/7, so even outside of the traditional office hours. And this, again, your CFO will like it at a fixed cost per month. So, Workplace, it's a solution that supports the entire modern workplace lifecycle, with the following aspects. An employee joins the company and it's giving access to the portal. From there, they can simply order their hardware in accordance with the budget outlined in the company policy, which they signed at the same time. So the portal can also display the status of all managed devices in real time, so individually for the employee, and consolidate it for the fleet manager, IT manager, HR manager, whoever you want to put the role in. In case of problems, they can count on a portal where they can submit a ticket, and one of our experts will handle that ticket even outside the office hours. If the device is stolen or damaged, we collect it for repair, and we can even provide a replacement to ensure business continuity. And at the end of the life cycle, typically 24-36 months in case of a smartphone, we invite the end user to hand in their device, and we take care of the recycling process. We can even take care of the wiping process, so all company data is off the device, and your employee can immediately order a new device. Now, this was the theory, right? We also have a testimony today. So we have Evita from Skill BuilderS today, who can talk us through how they implemented that in their company. And Evita, I think you will start with maybe explaining who Skill BuilderS is, right? Because you deserve that stage as well.
Yes, indeed. Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Wouter, for inviting us here to participate in this webinar today. I will explain shortly what we do and to get to the part why this interface gives us an added value. Skill BuilderS is a human resources service provider, and we are yearly coaching more than 15,000 people in and toward a job. Career and outplacement counseling is or two of the big part of our activities we do, but we also offer support in assessments and development centers, guidance, study guidance for young people, and we also have a wide range in training courses and workshops. We currently have 42 permanent and 26 flexible offices across Flanders, Brussels and Wallonia. And with more than 200 employees in place, it's not always that easy to get the practical matters settled for our support services. That's why we decided to get started with the online interface to simplify our work a little bit. So how we do this? Our new employees receive a fixed budget as part of the salary package for purchase of a mobile device. Normally they come to the headquarters first day at work to get an introduction and the onboarding and all information from those different support services. We make sure the voucher is active, and then it enables us in fact to put the entire purchase process in hands of our employees. They can buy a mobile device, they can use the voucher, they can choose a mobile device with a higher or lower purchase price. That doesn't matter. They can use the voucher to make the payment, and afterwards they can eventually pay the difference themselves if it's a device with a higher purchase price. They can decide where the device should be delivered, at home, at the office, at a pickup point. So all these options are possible. They're also not obliged to purchase a device straight away. If they have an old mobile phone they can use, it's okay as well, and they can save the voucher for a later time. After 2 years they receive a new voucher, and it's also possible to combine multiple vouchers for a next purchase. Not only mobile devices can be bought with this voucher, but also accessories such as screen protectors or cases. So it's very there's a big offer on the store. The allocation of the vouchers is at this moment a manual process we do, but together with mobco we are also doing some testings at the moment, so we can see if this process can be automated, so we can save us some extra time as well. The interface offers a wide range of mobile devices, and they also maintain very competitive prices. Therefore, we also made the choice to link our flex income plan to the mobco store, so people can use this extra budget to buy a tablet, for instance, or a smartphone for private purposes as well. Yes, the interface gives us a lot of advantages also for employees, because it's very easy and straightforward. You offer also a very good service, very quick answering and problem solving is also an advantage. They're also on top of the latest developments in IT landscape, and they share this value information with their customers on a regular basis as well. So we also like to keep up with the new trends, and mobco helps us in this matter as well. And we also have a next project in mind where we would like to have the purchase devices already pre-configured before they are delivered to our employees, so they can use them straight away. All the apps and technologies pre-installed, and our employees don't have to do anything anymore than start the device and get started with work. So this is something nice for the future as well. So we can only give positive experiences from our side here.
Thanks, Evita. Nice to hear, first of all, and yeah, obviously with the new projects in the pipeline, we already talked about it, and it definitely we can help you with that. That's where we stand. So thanks for that, for those wise words and for your testimony. Now, I don't know if we already got some questions in the questions tab. That's always tricky in webinars, right? All right, we give you a second to formulate your question if you would have one. If you also want and you want to raise a question speaking out, no problem. Now we have unlocked the possibility for you to unmute yourself. So if you'd like to speak, you can do that as well. Well, if there are no questions, which is always the case, by the way, let me invite you to become a part of our journey. So the QR code you see on the screen right now, if you scan it, you can simply request a conversation or a demo. We're happy to show you the solution. It's just a web form. You can just fill it in, and we'll take care of the rest. We contact you. So I'll leave you a second to scan that. Otherwise, obviously, feel free to email us. It's not very difficult to email stuff. I'd like, in particular, to thank Skill Builders today for participating in this session. It was quite interesting to have the insights of Rien and the testimony of Evita. So thanks a lot for being a part of this. I hope we have inspired the audience today. If you still have questions, no worries, you can ask them afterwards. If you want to have a conversation with us, book a demo or something like that, just scan this QR code and we'll take care of the rest.